Yo, Patrick, you look like you're from Clash of Clans.
Let's be honest, nobody likes who they were in high school. For every good opinion you might have had, there's probably 30 cringe moments that make you want to go back in time and have yourself jumped. Me personally, a girl who was bad as hell asked me out once, and my dumbass said, why? Taste in shows is obviously something that'll change with time, and when I watched Blast of Tempest in high school, I swore up and down that this was the second best anime I've ever seen, because nothing is ever gapping Baccano. I remember watching it for the first time and seeing the main character hit someone with this shit. Yeah, I was fucking in. Even on a very recent rewatch, this scene still goes hard as hell, but I realized that, much like myself at 16, the anime is pretentious as hell, god damn! The story follows Yoshino and Mahiro as they're being guided by the strongest mage Hakaze while she's stuck on an island in order to free her from said island, stop people from turning into iron because of a reviving evil god, and discover who killed Mahiro's sister, who Yoshino absolutely definitely did not date. Why this is kept a secret for exactly one episode? I'll never know. This anime at first glance does have a lot going for it. Its OST is all classical music, which honestly is phenomenal and fits exceptionally well. The visuals are amazing and the fight scenes look great. The blue sparks among the dreary backgrounds of the world just really look fantastic and I very much enjoy it. If all that's the anime was, I'd be fine with that, but unfortunately, much like most people's English high school class, Shakespeare's influence ruined everything.
You're a fucking idiot!
As one can expect from an anime that's pretty heavily inspired by two Shakespeare plays, some of these lines read like an edgy theater kid at lunch. The show tries to make itself feel a lot smarter than it is by throwing random Shakespeare quotes at you way too often. The phrase "time is out of joint" is said twice alone in the first episode, and while you could point to it as some quirky foreshadowing, it just doesn't hit well in the moment at all. It's entirely in your face and painfully sticks out. And that's just a small part of a quote. Mahiro, one of our deuteragonists, straight up spouts a parody of a Hamlet quote in an episode. The dialogue in general hits as if it's someone pretending to be smart, explaining things to you. Think any two people on Twitter debating. And as if the writing here wasn't bad enough, Season 2 gets painfully worse. Where Season 1's story is at least cohesive with an ass pull or two, the second season has more ass pulls than your favorite OnlyFans subscription. There's more time travel in this arc, none of it well explained, granted it does go into an okay arc, but that's about the most tolerable of it. The rest gives you a new whiny main character, reduces the pretty interesting previous villain into comedic relief, a very cool and strong antagonist from the previous part into basically nothing, and worst of all, it's just fucking boring. It goes from an alright mystery with sick scenery to slice-of-life training arc with none of the cool shit that made it, I'd say, entertaining, but the word is absolutely tolerable. Bit of a side note, I also can't not mention the goofy-ass intro song. Granted, it's not like the worst shit I've ever heard, but the way this dude sings, it just hits so oddly. The best way I could explain it is that it's like the song version of those foreign shirts with English words that I guess technically make a sentence, if you know what I mean. Am I nitpicking at this point? Yeah. So what if I am? Shut up. I'm full of hate and ready to kill.
I just want to attack other people, I want to kill other people, and I want to create conflict.
As someone with pretty consistent takes, I think the realization that an anime I had claimed was top 5 for me, being just actually this mid, really hit different. At this point, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10, saying the art is pretty and the OST is nice, and I'd tell you just to watch the time travel arc of the second season and then pretend the rest of it does not exist. And for the poor souls who decide to watch it all the way through, it's like a 3 out of 10. It's probably a bigger waste of time than anything else you could be doing in that moment. The journey of watching Zetsu no Tempest is like choking your depressed solo queue game of whatever at 4 AM. At the end of the day, you leave annoyed that despite the first half being tolerable, your time was wasted, and you're probably just as let down by the ending and the people you had to deal with.